Perlmutter Center of Legal Justice, as you know, is at Cardozo School of Law. And what it does is it teaches forensic science to students, the right way to do it. The National Academy of Science in 2019 put out a report that it identified the ills in forensic science. So what we do is teach them the proper way to do blood smatter, the proper way to do fingerprints, the proper way to do DNA, and to how to identify confirmation bias that exists in all of these sciences. So we show them what confirmation bias is, how to identify it, and how to make sure it's done the right way. If you're a prosecutor, you want to make sure you get the right guy. You want to make sure you evaluate the evidence right and follow the proper protocols and procedures so that you get the evidence and the conviction up whole. If you're a defense counsel, you want to be able to identify the ills when it was done wrong and to make sure that the judge and the prosecutor knows that this evidence is unreliable because of the way in which it was obtained. So we give them a proper methodology. We show them the proper sciences and how to apply it in the classroom. In the field clinic, on the other hand, we take on live cases of people who are wrongfully convicted or actually innocent. We read the transcripts. We give the student an opportunity to sum up the transcripts, to give us an honest opinion of what they think about a case. Do you think this guy's innocent? Do you think that we should spend the resources in fighting this case? So they get a chance to, one, pick cases that they really believe in, and then work on them to fruition to try to get the guy out of prison. So they get live experiences on how to do freedom of information law requests, how to get documents from law enforcement. They get live experiences on going to visit somebody who's actually innocent and ask them hard questions about the case. So they get an overall feel of what it is to be a lawyer and actually working on innocence cases. And luckily for us, they've been successful in some and we fighting others. Having a great director in Josh Dubin, who understands the sciences, who understands the importance of making sure that innocent people get out of prison, or that people who have served 20 and 30 years are not a threat to public safety be released. I think our most promising moment was walking Bruce Bryant out of prison, an individual who had a remarkable record in prison, who started gun buyback programs, and making sure that the public was safe, getting them clemency, convincing the governor that he should get a second chance, and now working on his actual innocence case in Queens. It's a very good moment for us, getting him out of prison. And just last week, we got an individual out called Jason Johnson, who would ultimately died in prison. He can't walk. He got bad medical treatment in there. He was getting septic, sores all over his body. We convinced Brooklyn to release him last week. So that's another a great accomplishment for us. He's in a wheelchair, never walk again. He's blind, he can't see. He was wasting in prison until we came and got him. So it's moments like that, you know, bringing people back to their families. Franz Sattel, an individual who did 32 years when he was 16 years old. His mother visited him for 32 years, a 17-year-old son. So bringing them back together and seeing them thrive in society, work, being an asset to this community is the most rewarding thing for us ever. There's no feeling in the world better than that. The students are amazing. I mean, I can tell you from the beginning, working on Bruce Bryant case, they helped do websites. They helped read transcripts and identify the issues that we was going to argue to the prosecutor to get them to support us. And every semester, the students seem to amaze me more. They take these challenges and you give them assignments, they do them like real fast. You're like, wow, you finished that? The challenge is sometimes giving them enough work, right? Because they work so fast and so diligent. This summer, we had students work on a project where they went out and they recorded innocent people to talk about what could have made them convictions be overturned sooner. So we was doing a bill called the Challenging Wrongful Conviction Act, and they took testimony to give to the governor from a lot of different people that's actually affected by this bill. We couldn't accomplish these things without the students. The students is honest. I can tell you, went to the Manhattan DA's office in a case which I won't name, and we was showing them about confirmation bias. And what we said before we went there was, while you here, observe. And if you see anything wrong with the procedure, point it out. The students pointed out how the whole procedure was wrong and went to write up a whole new procedure that the Manhattan District Attorney is now following about blind identification, blind fingerprint procedures. So they're very good. I mean, they're fresh eyes. We always challenge them that their job is to change and improve the system, and so far they've been remarkable in doing that. And I think the Senate is blessed by the group of students that you guys provide. So I'm loving them, and they're doing great work. I would say that as a lawyer, and I teach this to the students we got, your most important attribute is improve the criminal justice system. So no matter what field you go into, you have that same ethical obligation to improve the system. In this field, you do that. You get to set forth policies and procedures. You get to challenge illegal policies and procedures, and you get to get innocent people out. So there's no feeling in the world of walking somebody out that don't belong there, or going in some state that doesn't believe that innocent people shouldn't be in prison and convincing them to change the way that they think. So this is very rewarding work. I think it's something that you would be proud to do, that you would learn to be passionate about. And I welcome all students to join, whether it's the Perlmutter Center or any other clinic that they got that's doing this work. The importance of the Perlmutter Center is to make sure that science is done the way that it should be. Poor people don't have the ability to hire experts at a level where prosecutors do. So the Perlmutter Center is leveling the playing field for poor people who can't hire experts, who can't challenge the evidence the prosecutor present on that level in which they present it. So they're giving poor people an opportunity to be heard. They're making sure that we educate not just lawyers, but prosecutors and judges about the proper way to do forensic science. We believe in making sure that criminal justice system understands the ills and the proper way to do it. Fitting at Cardozo is it's a fit. The Innocence Project started here. This is a school who has a history of challenging injustices. And what better place would it be than Cardozo? I mean, the staff, the dean, and everyone here is so supportive in the work that we do, and we couldn't imagine it being anywhere else. This is the best place for it. The Freedom Clinic is exactly what it's named. We take freedom at any cost. We evaluate cases, and we just make sure that the individuals that we represent are not a threat to public safety, and that they won't come out and harm anyone. And when we find those particular cases, we fight until we get them freedom. And it's exactly that. Like, we take freedom in any capacity. We speak to prosecutors in cases we think that a person has served a lot of time and should get a second chance. We make sure we get mitigation specialists, forensic psychologists to tell us who this person is. And we just believe that human beings deserve second chances, especially when you talk about someone that's 16 years old that did something that was so stupid that 10 years later they realize it and they say, wow, I threw my whole life away. We want to give those individuals the opportunity to get freedom, as well as someone who's stark innocent that never should have been there at all. So when we say the Freedom Clinic, we don't discriminate as to human beings deserve to be free if they've learned their lesson, if they're not a threat to society, or if they're innocent, or if they're wrongfully convicted. So we just got a vague, a real wide concept, but we make sure the people that we represent deserve it. We're not wasting resources on somebody that don't deserve it. If you're guilty and you are still of that mindset, you belong in prison. But if you committed a crime and you repented yourself and you're in there working, you're doing the right thing, and you showed you're not a threat to public safety, you deserve to get a second chance. And we are here for you.